Hello and welcome everybody to this week's tier list video. This week we are going to be ranking all of the Fall Guys minigames. Now if you don't know what Fall Guys is, it is a brand new video game coming out from Devolver Digital and Mediatonic. And it's similar to games like Wipeout, a little bit of maybe a fun American Ninja Warrior, or if you've ever seen Takeshi's Castle, it's very akin to stuff like that. So a bunch of little mini games. You compete in several rounds to be the ultimate victor at the end. If you don't qualify in a specific game, you're eliminated and you can start again. So it's been the whole craze. I'm sure most of you have seen it, but if not, go ahead and check out some content on it and come back to this video and you can see how I feel about every game in the pack. So I believe these are all in order of their, I guess they're in alphabetical order now. I'm looking at them. So it's going to be a little bit different, but I have made my own tier list for them. So we have 5 categories, including must play, solid game, literally fine, unfun, and please never again. Let's just go ahead and let's just jump right in and get started. So we're going to start here with Block Party. I think Block Party is actually pretty good. There's been several iterations of it that have come across both the beta and the final release. I've seen different mechanics implemented and taken out. But overall right now, I actually think Block Party is a solid game. I enjoy it when Block Party comes up. I don't groan. It's not one of those games that I wish would just end. I think there's a decent kill capability, and there's a reasonable chance to be eliminated. So overall, I think Block Party, pretty good. Gate Crash is going to go in the literally fine category. You're probably going to see a lot that end up here in literally fine. This is going to be kind of like your baseline category, if you will. I think Gate Crash is all right. It's pretty easy. It's rare that I don't qualify or even have many mistakes when playing Gate Crash, although I do notice that a large majority of people are not able to make the final jump, but I think that's what makes it fun. Overall, Gate Crash is fine. Next up, we have DoorDash. I'm also going to put DoorDash in literally fine, although it's probably a little bit lower than Gate Crash if I had to rank them that way. You're kind of just, it's a very RNG heavy game, but it is a bit of a mosh pit when you get to the last 1 or 2 doors, which I think is kind of fun. The big drop at the end is cool, but you do get it just, it's raining men on you, we'll say. When you land and you're early in the pack, you've got everyone else falling on top of you. But overall, literally fine. I'm not a proponent of leading the charge in DoorDash. I usually will try and get into like a 4th or 5th place and just tailor my run around who's broken a door and who has not, going from there. But Egg Scramble is going into Please Never Again. I actually think it might be the worst game in Fall Guys. There's maybe one other I would put in there with it, or 2. I think Egg Scramble, I don't know what it is. Like, I now think about it, I'm like, I actually kind of don't know. I'm liking it a little bit more than I've been. I'm going to leave it for now and Please Never Again. Egg Scramble is like, it's not fun to play whatsoever. I think any of the timed rounds are too long. 2 minutes is kind of ludicrous. And no one knows how to play defense in any of the goal games. We'll say where you're trying to keep something on your side or score or something like that. No one knows how to play defense. And I think that it makes the game kind of unfun. Obviously, team games in general are not that fun. But Egg Scramble is the worst. Everyone goes for the golden eggs. And I found that if you can get an early golden egg and then just start plucking eggs left and right, and you have 3 or 4 people to just sit at the top of your goal and play defense, it's an easy free win. But overall, man, I wish Egg Scramble would never come back. Fall Ball, dude, I'm putting in a must play. I know what I just said about people not defending, but like a game of soccer with little people and a giant ball is excellent fun. Sure, it's a team game and my team is always the one that has no idea what they're doing somehow. Well, every other team is, a bunch of Cristiano Ronaldos hanging out there, scoring goals left and right. But I think Fall Ball is great. I like a lot of the soccer style games outside of Fall Guys, so I don't see why in Fall Guys I wouldn't like it. But it does. It's got a little Rocket League feel, and overall I think it's pretty fun. Fall Mountain, I'm also gonna put in a must play. This is probably gonna get a little bit of flack, but I do think Fall Mountain is actually the best final game. I like to charge up the mountain. You got to jump and grab the crown, which quite a few times I have missed. Um, but overall, I like Fall Mountain. I do wish it was maybe a little bit longer, a little more dangerous. Because if you start in the front row, which I do pretty much always get to start in the front row, it makes your traversal of the course much easier. And everyone behind just kind of doesn't have a chance if you have a good run from that front row. So, but I do love Fall Mountain, and I will play it anytime. Slime Climb, dude, that's another must play. People hate Slime Climb. I don't understand it. I get that it eliminates like 3/4 of the field, if not more. But it's like a really good course. It's very challenging. It gives you like a sense of worry, and that you have to move quick and be agile and be precise, and I really like that. The one knock I will give Slime Climb is that people that stand at the top and push you down on the slime ramp into the swinging pendulums are assholes and should not exist, and that should be a bannable offense. Because it is awful when you've done all the dirty work to get to the top and you see that 3 have qualified and some dude just pushes you off. It's awful. Fruit Shoot, I'm going to put into unfun for 2 reasons. One, it's very difficult in general, which I don't actually think is a knock necessarily against the game, but the difficulty mixed with its biggest downfall, in my opinion, which is the sense of slowness. Because you're moving up on these conveyor belts at such a slow rate, it feels like you're not doing anything, and that one little hit resets so much of your progress that it makes it, as soon as you get hit, you're like, I might as well just give up. It's over. I had a bad run, etc. Like, there's no coming back. There's no expert plays. It's literally just walk up a ramp extremely slowly. And to me, that's not fun. I'm also not very good at Fruit Shoot, so that might be part of the problem, but you get one straight banana or one straight cinnamon stick coming through and bashing it, it is over. You basically have to have a perfect run every time on Fruit Shoot to be able to qualify. And I don't like that, and I just don't like the sense of molasses that the whole course is. Hit Parade, I'm going to put in a solid game. I think it is one of the top 2 probably of the early round run games, unless you consider Slime Climb one as well, then it's top 3. But Hit Parade's pretty good. I think it has a good mix of different obstacles. Overall, it's not too difficult. It's hard to get eliminated on it. But I do think it's pretty fun, and it is kind of one of those where it's just like, I gotta run and get to the end. Hexagon. I'm going to put Hexagon in literally fine. I know that a lot of people like Hexagon, and it's their favorite final game, or even their favorite game in general. I personally do not enjoy Hexagon. It feels like no matter what strategy I play with, someone else is just running straight at me, deleting every tile possible. That nobody wants to play with a sense of intelligence, and instead it's just, I break tile, and it's not fun. I'm not very good at Hexagon as well, so that makes it a little bit of a worse game for me to play. When it comes up, I'm like, all right, let's give it a shot here, boys, but I don't ever see myself winning it. So not the biggest fan of Hexagon, but it's fine. I think Hoarders is a solid game. Pretty much out of all of the keep away games, we'll say, or the team, I don't even know what you want to call them, like the team point games, I think Hoarders is probably the best. There's not a lot of objectives, so it does feel like you're always kind of frantically going for the same thing as someone else. It's not overly heavy team based, but I do feel like my teams are typically more competent in Hoarders than of the other goal capture games. So overall, I think Hoarders is pretty good. Definitely better than Egg Scramble, that's for sure. Dude, Hoopsie Daisy is a must play. It's probably the best. I won't even say probably. It is the best team game in the pack. I love Hoopsie Daisy. I am excellent at Hoopsie Daisy. If you've seen any of the streams Dakota and I have done, we frag out on Hoopsie Daisy. It's super easy. It makes sense. A lot of people are really bad at it, and it's rare. On a very rare occasion do we ever lose Hoopsie Daisy, but there's always something to do. There's so many hoops. It doesn't require as much team play as anything else, and you can't go down in points if your team is bad. You can only go up, which I think is a huge positive. Jinxed, I'm going to put in solid game. I also think Jinxed is pretty good. I enjoy playing Jinxed. My specific goal is I like to get Jinxed as early as possible, and then I do the jinxing on everybody else. I feel like I have a very high win rate with that strategy, as opposed to running away from the jinxer. I think it's much easier for you to control the narrative of the game if you have the ability to infect others. So Jinxed, very fun, exciting. Jump Club, I'm gonna put in literally fine. It's very easy to win Jump Club, especially because there's not an added difficulty layer like there is later on in Jump Showdown. Overall, I think it's literally fine. Like, there's no problems with it. However, I do feel like it is not, scary enough. You just literally have to press one button and almost guaranteed are you going to go on, because people are really bad at timing their jumps. So Jumps Showdown, I'm going to put in solid game. I think it's the second best final game. I think that the added aspect of tiles going away at random is kind of cool. We've had some really interesting layouts for the final couple tiles. And I think it does make it a lot more death-defying. It also adds a second bottom pillar that spins around, like a bottom rod. And I think that also makes the game a little more difficult because you have more options for the two sticks to line up and just bat you down into the goo. Perfect match, I'm going to put in unfun. I think it's better than Egg Scramble purely because it is not a team-based game. It's very difficult to lose perfect match. I think I have died once in it, and that was a game I was like, we were not paying attention and we were talking to chat, but like, it's really easy to memorize where a maximum of 6 tiles are. If you're in like a group call and you're talking a lot during perfect match, then there's a chance that you fall off. But like, it's really difficult to die in perfect match. I don't think I've ever seen more than like 3 people get eliminated. So I would like if they increased a little bit of difficulty or something in it. I think that would be helpful. Rock and Roll, that's going to be a solid game, man. I really do like Rock and Roll. It's kind of a team, I mean, it is a team-based game, but it doesn't require like the point system like a lot of the other team-based games do. So I think it makes it a little bit easier. My one gripe with it is that there's always 1 or 2 people on my team that immediately are running away from the ball to go stop another team's momentum. However, they can't do that until 50 or 60% of their course is finished. So they end up doing nothing for half the game, standing and waiting for the ball to drop when they could be, aiding us. And other than that, I think it's a solid, well thought out game. There's a little bit of obstruction, which I think is a great aspect, and some camaraderie and teamwork. I have had pretty decent teams in terms of knowing which direction to push, and the ball pushers in general have been pretty good, which I also think aids in my opinion of it. But yeah, it's pretty good. I think you can get to the end and have a really, really bad time if 8 dudes are holding up your ball, but if you push quick, that doesn't really happen. So I like Rock and Roll. Rollout, I'm going to put in unfun. I don't know why. Rollout has definitely changed over the past couple of days. It used to be extremely slow and terrible to play. There was no chance that you could die. Now it seems like all of the wheels spin a little bit faster. There's a lot more gaps. I do think it's a weird like latency game almost, where like I'm not over a pit and then I sometimes fall into the pit. It's really easy to kill people, but like I've literally never successfully killed someone and then qualified. Like if I kill someone, I also die somehow. I don't know if it's like a weird karma aspect that's coming in, but it's fine. I don't really want to play Rollout. When it comes up, I do wish that it was any other applicable game, but whatever. Dizzy Heights. I think Dizzy Heights is pretty good. I'd put it on par with Hit Parade, so it's going to go into the solid game category. Again, it's really difficult to lose at Dizzy Heights. It's not that difficult. I like a lot of the obstacles in it, though. I think it's fun to play. It's very quick, so it's always nice when you get a Dizzy Heights. It's just a straight, A to B run, and nothing too difficult is going to be standing in your way. So overall, I like Dizzy Heights. Dude, Royal Fumble, oh man. Like, we've got a lot coming up here. A lot of different things. Man, this is a rough group left here. Let's start with regular tail tag, because all 3 of these are going to be fairly similar. I think regular tail tag is... Honestly, I think it's Please Never Again. I think it is the worst of the tail games, but they all suck. All 3 of the tail games are not good games. Regular tail tag is so unfun because you can be controlling the game for so long and lose at the last second. The difference is I think the course you play on, the map you play on, which is either the exact same course or at least similar in course to the Royal Fumble, where there's not a whole lot going on. It's just like a little inflatable map area with like some peaks and some valleys, but nothing special about the course at all. It's very large, which makes it kind of difficult, and specifically the latency problem where, you know, someone with Mr. Incredible stretchy arms, or I'm sorry, Mr. Fantastic stretchy arms, what am I talking about? I'm getting my characters confused here. Can grab you from cross map and take your tail while I'm literally holding on to someone with a tail and it does not give it to me. The latency is very strange in the game and it makes it very difficult to play. And I do see that as a pretty big negative for tail tag. Now, team tail tag, I'm going to go ahead and put in unfun. I think it is a little bit better because the map itself is a little bit better. You've got a lot of hammers doing a lot of different things. You can get some good distance from other people using hammers or hiding under the hammers. And I think having the conveyor belts in the middle actually makes the game a little bit easier. However, it does require team coordination, and we all know how that goes in Fall Guys. But I do, when I get team tail tag, I am a little less upset than if I got regular tail tag, unless I'm on yellow team, and then we're very upset. But I do think overall team tail tag is a little bit better, but neither of them is very fun. Royal Fumble. Honestly, I think I put Royal Fumble in Please Never See Again. Would I rather play Team Tail Tag or Royal Fumble? I would rather play Team Tail Tag. Would I rather play Tail Tag or Royal Fumble? Probably Royal Fumble. But it's close, right? There is less people, as a slightly smaller and different map, but it's still not a very fun map to be on. I can, you know, the first minute and a half of Royal Fumble does not matter. As long as you have a good angle at the end, you're probably going to win. I just don't see it as exciting. It's also like, there's 3 better final games, so by juxtaposition, it is the worst final game that you can get. And I think overall, it's just not like a rewarding victory when you just nuke some dude's tail and then walk away for 10 seconds. You're not doing anything active, and I think that's kind of boring. Seesaw. I'm gonna put Seesaw on literally fine. It's close to unfun. However, because it's not a team game, you can just get fucked over by, you know, regular other participants. I think it makes it a little bit better, so at least your team isn't screwing you. It's people that are actually vying for a spot. But nobody knows how the seesaws work. For some reason, they don't understand the physics of a seesaw. So it makes it very difficult to play your game. But overall, if you start in the front row, you're probably guaranteed to win. It is really easy to win if you were in the front row. I have a pretty high success rate in seesaw, which makes it a little bit better than some other ones. I wouldn't love Seesaw coming up, but like, you know, I feel pretty decent when Seesaw comes up. At least it's fine. Now we're down at the final 2. Tiptoe. Dude, Tiptoe's literally fine. Like, it's not special. There's nothing about Tiptoe that's great. Realistically, you can die 6 or 7 times and be completely fine because everyone moves so slowly on the path to the end. I think my favorite Tiptoe moment was actually on stream yesterday. When I just dove out in Tiptoe, landed safe, and then dove out 3 more times, landed safe each time, and won. And it was like a free, easy win. It was really exciting, which I've never felt before in Tiptoe. But it's pretty easy to qualify in Tiptoe, especially when you know that there's only like 6-7 tiles left that they're trying to figure out. You just kind of stand a little bit behind the pack and let them all push each other, and then as soon as you know that you have kind of a clear shot to the end, you can just run and jump, and you're usually gonna be all right. Dude, the last one's whirlygig, and honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and put whirlygig in solid game. I think whirlygig is pretty good of all of like the rush games. I would probably put it a little bit below Hit Parade at Dizzy Heights, but overall, like, it's still fun. Like, I think a lot of the propellers are kind of an interesting idea. You can get some pretty cool physics off of them. You know, people like to, at the butter stick area where you have to kind of jump up to the next level, a lot of people get stuck up there, so you can get some good ground. And there's a good like little middle path hack where if you stay extremely far left on the conveyor belt, you can get through middle path with no problems, which I like to utilize. But people are absolutely horrible at whirlygig, so it makes it very easy to win, which realistically is probably my favorite part about it. So there you have it. That is going to be my tier list. I'll actually go ahead and I'll even like arrange these within their tiers, putting the best first and the worst last. I think I would do it like this. Actually I would do it. Oop, nope. Like that. So I would put Slime Climb as the best in the game, followed by Hoopsie Daisy, Fall Ball, and Fall Mountain. Below that, I would have to say there's a lot in here. Rock and roll would have to move its way up, probably. I think, I don't know. Jinxed and Hoarders are going to be probably pretty close to each other. Jump Showdown's in here too. Dizzy Heights. I don't know how I feel about these. I kind of think Dizzy Heights is a little bit better. Hit Parade or Block Party, Hoarders, Jump Showdown. Probably actually would be like this. I think that would be it. So I think it would go Rock and Roll, Jinxed, Dizzy Heights, Block Party, Hit Parade, Jump Showdown, Hoarders, and then the whirlygig would round out our solid game tier. In Literally Fine, nothing's jumping out to be here is great. I'd probably do Jump Club at number 1, followed by Tiptoe, Hexagon, Seesaw, Gate Crash, DoorDash, I think. It would kind of go like that. In the unfun tier, man, this is rough. I would probably put Perfect Match out front, followed by Team Tail, Tag, Fruit Shoot, and then Rollout. And in the bottom tier, I legitimately think I'd actually do it like this. I think it would go Royal Fumble, then Egg Scramble, then Tail Tag would be the worst game I have ever seen. But these bottom 3 are kind of close to each other. So, anyways, that's going to be my final tier list for Fall Guys. Do you guys agree, disagree? What's your favorite and least favorite game in the pack? And let me know all that good stuff down in the comments. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, and I will see you next time.